Hi, welcome to Texas Along with Miguel, your source for Red Pill Truth. Today we're going to talk about the employers and employees in the workplace. Employers and employees in the workplace. Okay. Every workplace is diverse, so most people just want to clearly and just take a look at this. So I want to talk about on YouTube. You know, I've done relationships. Okay. Now I want to talk about workplace. We're going to discuss workplace, okay? So, I work on a very small team, making no one rude closer than me. I would prefer discretion would change his rude person real name. I would refer to as Thomas. So we're going to say Thomas is a bully. Thomas who goes out, he got into management probably. He got promoted to management in a healthcare industry or something. Um, Of course, he's all aloof. That's rude. Okay. Now, although Thomas is a few levels above me, yes, he's probably in a management. He's atrocious. He interrupts me when I'm talking. Yeah, he talks about, that's how obnoxious laugh. It's not very, very good qualities in a manager per se. And that's when he's asked a question. He's very condescending you know, when he's asked questions. And he doesn't include nobody else in the meeting but he himself and himself always. So, that right there will cause a major turnover in a company. And you cannot, I repeat, if you are growing in a staff, okay, so to speak, if you're growing in a staff, if you're growing in a company, when the company is shorthanded, generally, majority of the employers are shorthanded. If you get what I'm saying, that goes from places like Dairy Queen, Pizza Hut, uh, Taco Bell, Sonic, or any major companies, maybe gas stations, um, donut bakeries, what have you, anywhere they have shortage of workers because nobody don't want to work. They want that steamy check, or they just don't want to go out and put in the effort to help make the unemployment drop to keep the money flowing in the economy, so to speak. Now, if you promoted someone into management who is okay, all right, he's few levels above the peons, which is the average everyday worker, and the behavior is atrocious. He interrupts when somebody talks. Instead, a good manager will listen and take in feedback to help make a better workplace. If you know what I'm saying, all right. Now, with other people, with other people across the agency, Thomas aloof. He's aloof, which means he's very rude. He also makes sarcastic comments that are actually offensive. Most people call this here a failed humor or something of the like. Constantly works during meetings or conferences, which make it appear that they're doing the busiest person, etc. Well, you have a bad apple in management can actually turn the he can cause a turnover to happen in the business, so to speak. All right, and you kind of get the point. Well, I let him bother me for 8 months before I had a few life changing epiphanies. Listen, so all right, He's not well liked across the board. People notice. Tom's smart and works hard, but he's rude, obnoxious, and arrogant. That's a recipe for a high turnover of help. That's a recipe for turnover. People cannot keep help because of bad leaders and management. Listen, listen. If you want to have employee retention, you got to make a change in the employment sector. Oh, well, I'm not from Georgia. I'm not from this area. I'm not from that area. People will come in and apply. People will work for me. Yeah, true. But remember, this is to the manager that is watching my channel on Texas Law with Mikhail. Yeah, you may not be from this particular company that you are working at. You may not be from the town or the village or the municipality. You may not be from there. But I'm going to tell you, word of mouth travels faster than a newspaper. Oh, well, I can replace that person with somebody else. There's somebody else that'll come in and work. Now, with that attitude, you are going to have a high turnover rate of help. And don't be surprised if you get called out in the crowd. Listen. Do you want your company to thrive? If the answer is yes. Okay. Do you want your company to make record profits? Listen, very few short-handed people in a core business that turns out more profit than labor. Listen, the less people you have, the more profit you make, the more you're going to burn out everybody in the place. Do you know what employee burnout is? It's not very good. All right, anyway, let's get back to the story. So when people ask me how I like my new team, they eventually ask me how I like working with them, which usually turn into a 15-minute discussion about how they really don't like him. Regardless, people notice rude coworkers. I had a Friday meeting with an old boss and a team that I wasn't familiar with. That night, 7 p.m., I received a call from an unknown number who ended up being a woman from the meeting. She sought out my number from someone else at the agency and just called just to say she noticed my boss behavior and vented for 30 minutes saying that the behavior she witnessed was completely unacceptable, that she was sorry that they talked to me like that. You may not receive a phone call, but it doesn't mean that people are paying attention. Thus bringing that to the second point. Now, when you have bad management, so to speak, whenever you have bad management, it can actually bring out the worst in the workplace. It could bring out the worst in people. Be a good person before a star in the workplace. Yes, that's very important. Now, to the managers in their teens and 20s, if you're starting out and you say you'll hire anybody, I want you to acknowledge there are some people out there that are damn good workers, okay? Now, there are damn good workers out there, okay? Do you get me? But you turn around, you go out and you have a bad day or something, control your temper, control your tone, control your voice, control yourself. All it takes is that one threat in a place and you're going to run that worker off. You say you wanted a co-worker, you're going to run him off. All right? Now, be a good person before being a star in the workplace. That's very important. People want to work with you because you're organized, prepared, etc. But even more because you're a nice, fun, humble person to converse with. Doesn't matter if you're the best person that your job but a raging butthole. People will dread working with you. You should work on developing yourself as a nice, humble, organized, prepared, etc. person. Now, this applies to all industries. Food industry, factory and warehouse industry, chip manufacturing, automotive sector, any sector out there. Okay? So, some people have a huge network of people across different sectors. And some people have a home base of 250 which enjoy being around a certain person. They don't know how others work, but they know they're good at working and good work person. And they will eventually hear from other team. Okay, listen. People have networks of those that actually can help benefit the employer. So if you get an employer who is mismanaging money, mismanaging funds, cooking the books, cleaning up the books, cooking the books, misappropriating money, turning around, dodging questions from the main Delta workforce out there who wants to know everything that they put into, let's say for a 401k plan, they want to know everything, and they have that right. They're putting money into that account because, they may have an unexpected emergency in the future. For any reason, the company must be transparent at all costs. Okay? Now, number 3 is very crucial. Now, some people have to resort to setting boundaries. All right? Change doesn't come from without action. Speak up to your coworker if you're being treated poorly. One day, Thomas interrupted me and I paused for 3 seconds and stared at him. Can I continue? I asked. I never received such a perplexed look. He was dumbfounded. I stood my ground, probably because he thought his superiority could never warrant to get such a response. I could gasp. He let me finish. And on the thing, he completely stopped interrupting me. But he asked, done it less, and I kept following through instead of practicing, encouraging him not to interrupt me. Gracefully make feel like an idiot. It worked 99% of the time. But remember, you can't complain if you're not standing up for yourself. Now, coworkers, if you're listening to this video, stand your grounds. If you're unsure how to appropriately confront a rude coworker, ask a mentor or someone outside of your to avoid office politics. If nothing changes, then bring it to your boss. But what if your boss is the one that's initiating this? Make sure you're prepared to show evidence that you tried resolving a problem if you don't look like a complainer. I had done X, Y, and Z to try to resolve problems, still haven't seen changes. There's 2 ways to resolve this. They ain't gonna see this coming. The employer ain't gonna see this coming. And seek out an exit strategy and go shop for a workplace that you can be embraced. And remember, there are a lot of good bosses out there that know their employees and know their employees' worth. And with you standing up like this, they're going to be shocked. They're going to say, well, what can I do to keep you? Well, it's too late. Had you not talked to me like this, had you not done me like that, I would have stayed with you. Consider this your lesson learned. And don't be surprised if you have other coworkers begging you to stay. The piece of advice is do not back down. Do not back down on this. Stand your grounds. Always stand your grounds. And listen, Number 4, don't beat yourself up. Does this person think you're an idiot? Well, you know, this could be the superior in charge, shift lead, assistant manager, GM, maybe someone at the top. Don't go out there to be a don't be a person out there who's going to go out and intimidate others. Don't do this. Okay? Does this person think you're an idiot? Sounds good. No, what? You're probably just learning. So yeah, leave them. Leave them in the dust. Smart questions and learn to excel. And individuals with fake confidence are condescending to people who are asked questions. And this can be in a bad management sector of any business, be it the food industry, be it the manufacturing warehouse company. Could it be any sector of the business? And many managers watching my channel, if you are the one that is bullying, intimidating your backbone workers, shame on you. Shame on you. I don't know how you got up in that position, but you deserve to be demoted. And remember, you are just as expendable just like any other backbone employees are. All right? And it's his or her or their problem, not yours. I feel bad for rude people. They try so hard to stand out, cocky or condescending, fake confidence, and rude. Their fault, not yours. All you can do to the bottom worker on the lower totem pole, be humble, bring your everyday smart questions, stand up for yourself, and do not let nobody walk all over you. All right? Do not let nobody walk all over you. Because you are worth it. Thank you for watching the video here. And remember, when push comes to shoving, push back. But do it smartly. Thank you for watching this video podcast. And to the managers out there that reading this channel, if you are the one that's intimidating the insubordinate, maybe you need to take a reality check. Thank you for watching the video, and peace.